Right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Dragon Age. I apologize for making you wait a whole day for the next episode, having stopped here. But, yay. Okay, so I'm actually recording this on the same day that I recorded the last video. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload it the next day because I'm spending this entire week doing nothing but recording Fallout 4. So my goal is to do at least a 2-hour recording session so that way I have enough footage of Dragon Age to go out while I'm doing Fallout. If I happen to finish this DLC within that 2-hour time frame, then I will simply wait until next week before starting the next DLC for Dragon Age. So,
that wasn't a quake. Someone sabotaged the bridge, and we don't have time to fix it. There. That ledge. We can reach it if we're careful.
what ledge? Oh, that ledge. Okay. So what do you know? We didn't fall to our death. I was assuming we would fall to our certain death, but... and land in some water or something like that. But I guess that's a river of liquid lyrium, which would be awesome. Devs add a river of liquid lyrium. Ooh, no, you don't. Take the book. And again, like I said, the reason I don't read that stuff is because you guys can read it. I get to read it whenever I go back through and do the editing for the videos. And it just kind of cuts down on the time. Not that I have, don't have the greatest confidence in my reading skills. I do. But, sometimes I can get a little bit stuttery.
Look there, more ancient carvings.
Aye, but these seem to be about the Titan. It shapes the stone. It is the stone. It sculpts the world within and without.
Interesting, interesting.
Wouldn't something that can sculpt the world have to be rather enormous?
It is called a Titan.
So it's a shaper of the stone, like you.
This implies that the Titans are actually sculptors, and our world is their clay.
If Titans shaped the stone, could they have actually created it?
The stone must have existed first.
Then the Titans would be the very first children of the stone.
That would have huge implications for my people.
I'm not sure ancient folktales are a trustworthy source of information.
I have spent my life preserving stories and events. Every myth contains a kernel of truth. But if this is true, how could it be missing from the memories of Orzammar? Why would someone erase such an integral part of our history?
Let's answer that after we stop the earthquakes.
The rhythm is louder than ever. We're close.
Which would suggest that I'm actually fairly close to the end of this. Which is rather annoying, considering that I still have yet to gain any major insight into the warriors.
I just became the most popular dwarf in the Merchants Guild.
All these lyrium veins, and they're completely untapped.
The Sharbritol must mine lyrium somewhere. Their weapons and armor are laced with it.
Unless they found another way to harness it.
Hang on. Fortunately, I can mute my mic if I hear anything questionable, but worst case scenario, I can always just cut the audio. In one particular area. That's the advantage of actually recording my commentary audio section. I want to see how long I keep this thing. I wanted to see how long I can keep it going. Yeah. It seems to me, I think people might have actually had the healing thing wrong, because it looks to me like I still take damage. It looks to me like I take more damage if I'm fighting a smaller group. So if I'm fighting 2 or 3 people, I take a bit more damage. Like, you notice how I'm fighting this one guy, and I'm actually at a bit of a risk. But when fighting the other group, when I'm fighting in like a large group, see, the problem is it's not 100% clear like how it works. I mean, I know it heals a percentage of the damage that I'm receiving, but it's not. I mean, the information that I read up on it suggested that the amount of damage that was healed was based on the last bit of damage that was done. So it sort of didn't stack. But if I'm looking at this correctly, it looks like it stacks.
They built this to stop us. There must be some way to get through.
I mean, it honestly looks to me like it stacks. Ah, okay. That was easy enough. What's over here?
I see no evidence of Darkspawn here.
Let's just be grateful.
But there must be a reason they avoid this place.
Titan? Have you forgotten? Is it just me, or does anybody else find those names a little bit curious? I won't do a lot of exploring, I'll just do a bit. I mean, my goal is actually to, you know, complete the DLC. And then, like I said, worst case scenario, I'll finish this up next week. If not, if I actually do get it finished this week, I'll say this recording. I mean, look how fast my life bar is going up. I honestly think it does stack. Like,
These creatures aren't deep stalkers. What do they eat to survive?
Probably best not to think about
oops,
that too much.
sorry. Yeah, it seems the more damage this guy with the arrows does to me, the faster my life bar goes up. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm sure that has something to do with the bonus as well. But it benefits me to keep him alive because to save him for like last, because he's doing the most damage to me. I mean, just look at my life bar. I honestly think it stacks. I mean, I think it's the more damage you're taking. It may not be okay. So here's my thought process. Right, kind of bear with me. It may not be so much a case of the damage I take, such as the damage I take in a given time frame. So if I take 100 points of damage in, say, 5 seconds, I'm healed for 15% of that. So I get, you know, 15% of that health back every 10 seconds. If I'm, so for a 100, that's 15 points of health. If I'm dealt 1,000 damage, however, that's 150. So I think it looks to me like that's kind of how it works is... But you see, this is where, we kind of get into that kind of gray area of how well things are explained.
This weapon of theirs cut through the barrier, but was destroyed in the effort.
Let's keep gathering their weapons. There may be more barriers ahead.
You see, this is where I should have gone back to collect all of their stuff. Save it for later. Then it becomes a quest and you can collect it.
You said we're beneath the deep roads. Do you think anyone besides the Chambre Toll has traveled down here?
We are very likely the first to travel this far.
I mean, it could just be something as simple as, look at that. Because, I mean, that would explain a lot as to why, when I'm fighting just one guy, I seem to take, more damage, because I'm not being healed for nearly as much. Should have noticed when they were still. No, they were still swinging. Beat him. Beat him. Gotta get down to him. Fire first down. Good. Another key. Great, we have to go back to the camp. I really love to get my hands on some. Let's see. Bridge operation, huh? So when I'm fighting this one guy, if he's the only one here, I should take quite a bit of damage each time. I mean, unless of course we just pummel the tar out of him, in which case, that's all entirely possible. But I don't think I'm gonna get healed with just him. It doesn't look like I will. And that's because the amount that I'm being healed is so minuscule. So, I don't know, guys. I mean, you guys see the footage just like I do, so... I mean, I'll let you guys come up with your own conclusions, but I honestly think...
That was the most powerful tremor yet.
Did you hear the same?
Getting faster, harsh, like something breathing. I mean, I can see where... I mean, look at that.
said, again, I'm gonna leave it there and just say that I'm not 100% certain, but I honestly believe that's what's going on. And I'll let you guys make your own decisions after that. However, speaking of that quake that we just felt, she said it was the most powerful one yet. It lasted all of like a split second. And to tell you the truth, it really wasn't that bad. Okay. So that's this one. That's the one I just got done opening, right? No, because that one was over here somewhere. Because this is where I started. Bastion of the Pure. This is where that wall was. This is where I am now, so it must have been over here, but why is that thing pointing right there? That doesn't make any sense at all. I just want to know if this is the same one or a different one, because it's not in the right place, although it should be the same one. Because I haven't seen it, you know, I mean, it's only showing one, so it is not the same one. That is a different one. Because this is where I'm at right now. Yeah, that is a completely different one. So how do I get over there? Yeah, that was a pretty weak quake, I gotta say. I mean, not to put down the dwarven gods or anything, but like that. Fantastic. That's another expedition, which we will most likely take care of in this video, because like I said, I've still got an hour and 45 minutes to record, hopefully.
We're both children of the stone. Please, stop!
See, I kind of wish you had spoken up before I started attacking. Sorry. You guys believe it's been almost a year now since I did my first video on Dragon Age? Wait a minute. Well, I mean, we should be coming up on years. It came out last November, I want to say. Okay. So I need this to get through there because I have to go through there. We need one more key.
They're artifacts. We could learn from them.
We have no choice. It's the only way through the barriers.
I mean... So, a quote-unquote point of no return. Ooh, hold up.
Nothing like these dwarves is mentioned anywhere in the memories. If I had been prepared, Ren might still be alive.
It's easy to blame ourselves when we lose a friend, Volta. But it's not your fault.
I was so focused on the Titan. I didn't consider what else could be down here.
Now, is it just me, or does that look like the typical, hey, you're about to fight a boss, so here's a way to refill all of your potions spot? The thing is, I am not 100% certain as to... Okay, no, yeah, I definitely need to go that way then. So since I have to go that way, let's go this way. Might as well keep the Titan waiting. Should I be standing this way? Recording this as I'm playing, so if I go quiet, you know why. I'm in the middle of combat. Trying to kill something. Part of me wants to beat this in the next 2 hours, and part of me wants it to last a little bit longer. Just so that way it feels like I've accomplished something. It feels a lot more. I don't know, just it doesn't. So that way, it just kind of doesn't feel rushed, I guess. I mean, not really rushed. I mean, it felt rushed. I mean, so far, this has kind of felt like one of those short but very well put together stories. If that makes any sense, you know, like you get to the end and you're just like, huh, that was satisfying, you know, like it was worth the effort, it was worth the time. That's kind of what it's felt like up to this point, despite this part, which for some strange reason, oh, I think I see, yeah, okay. I was gonna say, they just kind of threw this in there, but fortunately I saw that deep mushroom and I was like, oh, it looks like I can go this way and climb up here. And this is like an alternative pathway or something like that. I'm not 100% certain what's going on here. No, we don't. So if you're wondering why I'm not using my fighting ability, it's because I'm not really certain when I'm going to be facing the Titan. Or at the very least a new boss. I don't want to... okay. So I mean, I really don't want to use it now and risk... risk kind of being with it later. Though I do still wish they would split it up into 3 different ones, you know? Like, allow me to use it 3 times. Like, obviously, with the cooldown. I really need to learn to use that ability more because that thing really helps out everywhere. There's 4. Was there another key around here? Dang. Looks like at most I can get 1 per group. Unless I get like a really massive group, and then I might be able to pull off so that doesn't lead anywhere. Honestly, I'm really kind of trying to find a way to get back to a camp. Okay, so it looks like I need to go down, and that was my pathway back up. That I just sort of like pre-opened up. Because this takes me back here, which is, yeah, right near that spot. Now, how bad is that gonna be? Ah, beautiful. Okay, so good news, I'm next to a campsite. Bad news, I'm near something that I'm gonna have to fight in order to get to the campsite. So let's go on to the campsite because I've already burned through my 30 minutes. First 30 minutes, anyway. 1 down, 4 to go. No, wait. 1 down, 3 to go. See what I mean? Like, I get ahead of myself sometimes, and the words coming out of my mouth are not indicative of the words that my brain wants to say. So, pushing up. Pushing up. Make sure everyone is healed. Vivian for sure. Anybody else needs a potion? Yeah. You're good, okay. Always potion up before you hit the resupply because it refills you to 12. So might as well make sure everybody's on full health. Or as many people as possible. Still want to be able to do that in here. I mean, it would just add so much coolness to that player. I think you would get more warriors if that was the thing. Like, let me do my Earth Shatter ability. There we go. Yeah. Let me do that. Let me at least start that in there. I mean, it needs to be able to start in there and then, like, activate when I get the ground, you know? Like, it needs to be a ground ability. Yeah, see, I mean, it's just like... Sometimes I take damage, sometimes I don't take damage. You know, sometimes it regens. I don't know. It's really weird. I said, and I'm sure having I'm sure having my health boost stuff like as skyrocketed as I do is the primary cause of why I'm getting so much. I think I currently have like a plus. I don't know, like I'll have to go. Let me see if I can do like really quickly in my inventory. So on my weapon, I've got attack. Okay. Yeah, this was my problem. I really should have put that on the armor, not the weapon, but I guess I can't really do anything about it. So I got a plus 32% health boost. So that would take that 15% and raise it all the way up to what, 47% roughly. I don't know how it works. But if I could remake the armor and remake the weapon using the Everite or the Fade Touched Everite or Fade Touched Dawnstone, Dawnstone, that would, if I'm right, that would be, because that's 25% for both of those. So that would be roughly about 50 plus the health boost of 35%. I mean, you're talking, and I'm sure I could probably get the health boost a little bit higher too. I might be able to get it higher. Because, I mean, I'm pretty sure when I made this armor, I made it... I mean, I made it as good as I can make it without making it, you know, so awesome that I wouldn't want to replace it. But then, yeah, I said, I mean, that would be... I mean, even just that would put me, so let's see, 32 plus 50... I mean, you're talking 82%. An 82% life regen. Good. I don't have 5. Ah. This is how I get 5. said, thanks guys for... I mean, like, if you were gonna give me just like an arbitrary quest like that, why not just make it part of the main quest instead of, you know, saying, hey, find 5 of these things, why not tell me? Because, I mean, if I was one of those people who didn't really do side quests, I never would have picked up those things. Like, I would have lost it. Like, oh, you know, I need 1 or 2 to get through some doors, but that's about it. Then I would have got to this point and been like, okay, now I need all 5 keys, which reminds you, I most likely will grab here. It's gonna send enough guys that I can get all the keys I need. This is actually a good place to use my... Okay. I'll try and save it for the point when I'm starting to actually tell. But I mean, you guys see what I'm talking about, you know, like, the amount of damage I take.
I'm overwhelmed!
It's like, it's keeping me alive. I mean, you can kind of understand why I'm thinking that this might be a stat. But even still, you know, I mean, I guess if I'm getting a health boost, that would also explain a little bit of it too. In that I'm being healed for almost 40%. Unless it's like 15% of the... Unless it's 32% of the 15%. Which, you know, would make sense. I do get the sneak. Can you hear the mouse clicking away? I so need a keyboard and mouse. Now the thing is, like, when I go for the keyboard and mouse, I honestly, I don't have a wireless. I'm not a big fan of wireless stuff. I know they've gotten better in the past, but when it starts to go out, all wireless stuff eventually will need to be replaced. Right? You've got to replace the batteries at some point. It's just the nature of it. Whether it's the next day, the day after you buy it, or 10 years down the line, you're going to have to make sure to have batteries on hand. And if you're in the middle of a gameplay when that happens, you know, well, shoot, just watch practically anybody's gameplay of any console game, and every so often you'll see your controller is running with 1 power. Please plug it in. You know, which for us PC guys, that never happens. Our stuff just dies. I mean, we get no warning, you know, save for maybe the occasional sluggishness that, you know, hey, you know, my keys aren't quite responding like they're supposed to. Something strange like that. Yeah, like, I don't do wireless stuff. I mean, solely for that reason. Like, I've had this keyboard and mouse longer than I've actually had my computer. Or at least my current setup. For those of you who are curious, it is a Intel i5, which allegedly works great for gaming, but I really need the i7 if I'm going to do the processing. I really do. Because, I mean, the i5 works, it just, you know, to do a 30-minute recording in 1080p takes an hour and a half. Mind you, I am doing stuff in the background while that's going on. Okay, hang on. I need her. Ah, you guys are out of potions. There you go. Yeah. Son of a... Sarah, potion. No. Regen. Sarah, do you have any regens? Dude, regen. Okay. Sarah, I need you to revive Eric. Oh, wait. Come on. You're doing something. There. Regen. Who is in the most need of the health push? And that would be Vivian, unfortunately. I'll keep a tab on her life and see. Mind you, I am not in too good of a shape. This is why I wanted to go back to... This is the reason why I really wanted to go back to that one area. To a campsite. It was because I knew this was going to happen. Actually. Thank you, Vivian. Where is your focus ability? How do I get the sneaking system on? I need to set that. I need to disable that on her and then put it on her command bar, such that I can switch to her and forcibly use it without her using it all willy-nilly, because she uses it at the world's worst times. Like, we'll be like this right here and she'll use it. Just because. That's what I thought I disabled. So, if Vivian stays here, which I doubt she will, this will help her. Now, what I should do is I should switch to Vivian at this point to ensure that she does stay here, but I won't do that because all the AIs are stupid, but my character AI is the worst.